Now it's time to round up a big topic from the week. Harris County now has a new plan to deal with misdemeanor marijuana cases, but some aren't convinced it's the right move toward public safety. Harris County DA Kim Ogg has vowed to stop prosecuting low-level cases. Starting March 1st, anyone caught with less than 4 ounces will have the option to attend a 4-hour class instead of going to jail. If they complete the class, the case simply goes away. Ogg says the county spends $26 million a year prosecuting these cases. So how does this new program set Harris County apart while state lawmakers aren't on the same page? That's our topic this half hour, and as always, we like to hear from you. You can weigh in on our Fox 26 Facebook page or on Twitter. Just send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us live in our newsroom is our panel, led by our senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico. We also have former Harris County Democratic Party Chair Jerry Bernberg and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
All right, so is this the right move toward public safety?
So let me explain a little bit, since I'm the criminal defense attorney here. In 28 years of representing the criminally accused, I have never represented anyone on a Class B possession of marijuana case that had more than a joint, 2 joints or less. 4 ounces of marijuana, if you put parsley or something in a bag, is a lot of marijuana. I've never represented anyone with that much marijuana. It just doesn't happen. It's a joint or less that we're generally talking about. That's why Kim Ogg is following through on her campaign promise to do this. It's clogging the jail and clogging the system every year, making criminals out of people that are arrested with 1 joint or less, Jackie. And what she's saying is let's find a better way, because this way has not worked.
Who are all these people smoking pot? Just kidding. Anyway, if you paid any attention to the DA's race, this was one of the main points in this race. And she was quite clear when she was running, she was going to implement this policy and it was going to be done quickly and swiftly, and that's what she's doing. I think even those who are proponents of this, the one thing that we do need to monitor, and DA Ogg said the same thing, is repeat offenders. So she said that she's going to roll it out. She's going to see if it's implemented correctly, if it's going to be as effective as she thinks it will be, and she will be monitoring to make sure that people do not abuse the system and that you don't have repeat offenders.
And she's open to change. And the DA has the authority to pick and choose and make this prosecutorial decisions. This is not a free pass. It's a sentencing option that the DA has the authority to make.
All right, no question about that. I'm sitting here looking at the picture behind your head.
Okay, you're supposed to focus on me in the topic, Jerry.
I see. All
focus,
right.
please.
So the answer to your question is the prosecutor has discretion to decide who to prosecute and under what circumstances to. Now look, if we had unlimited funds in Harris County, we could perhaps talk about more stringent enforcement of small amounts of pot. We could engage in that. But here's the deal. We're talking about saving $25 million. We're talking about getting, you have to take an officer off the street to transport somebody to jail, for that person to appear in court, that officer to appear in court. All the time, that officer is not out there fighting real crime. So for the district attorney to exercise discretion and say, look, those cases are not our priority. Our priority is murders, rapes, and armed robberies. I think that's a very sane, rational way to prioritize how we're going to spend taxpayer money.
Coming back, I want to talk about the critics. Let me go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Okay, let's check in on Twitter right now. This first one directed toward the Harris County DA, Kim Ogg, saying, I'm very disappointed in your decision. I guess George Soros is getting his money worth. George Soros funding her campaign against Devin Anderson there. This one says, it's a common sense idea that preserves our police force for violent offenders. Great job. Mayor Sylvester Turner, along with the police chief, on board with this. He says we're finding better, more cost-effective ways to address drug misdemeanors that benefit the community and offenders. And he goes on to say, while it still will protect public safety. The Montgomery County District Attorney and others have come out to say that she's trying to legalize marijuana and accusing her of that. How does it affect all of these other counties that are going to be operating under a different sort of rules, so to speak?
Exactly where I was going to go. And Brett Ligon, the DA in Montgomery County, and I don't want to get in a fight with Brett. I have to go there and work. But he is the prosecutor in Montgomery County. He gets to make, he has the discretion to choose how he prosecutes cases in his county, and Kim Ogg gets to make the decisions in Harris County. And so there will will be a different system there, but Brett Ligon was extremely critical of this and said that she doesn't have discretion to do this. Dan Patrick, the Lieutenant Governor, said she needs to enforce the laws. But you know, the simple fact of the matter is, in the war on drugs, we've made generations of criminals out of small amounts of marijuana, and the numbers have not fallen.
Montgomery County is extremely more conservative than Harris County, so I don't find it surprising that the two DAs will look at a similar law and interpret it differently for their different counties, and that's why they are elected in their counties. So we will respect that and their boundaries and their borders. With that said, you do have the Lieutenant Governor who says that this is an example of her handpicking which law to enforce. He drew a comparison to sanctuary cities. I think that would be the extreme conservative way to look at it. Kim Ogg said there's a $23 million savings. I think at the ending of the year or a year and a half at the pilot program, she will have to provide those numbers that we've saved the $23 million to really stop the critics from really vocalizing against this.
If the numbers haven't gone down in the 30 years on the war on drugs, they've only gone up. Isn't there time to look at a better way?
Well, of course it is. Otherwise,
less than 30.
Yeah. Otherwise, in Sandy, I did then want to make this point. It's not letting the people go without remedy. In fact, what you have to do to qualify for the non-prosecution is you have to go to a 4-hour course, education course, in drug abuse. So I think we're taking these low-level offenders and at least getting them educated.
And if you come back into the system with another marijuana case, that doesn't mean she's not then going to prosecute you.
Correct.
I'm still wondering who these people are smoking pot.
Well, I'll introduce you to some. All right, we're going to have to leave it right there. Join us on Facebook Live, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes with another really good topic.
Okay, we'll see you guys then. Thanks so much.